Luang was just talking a little bit about healthcare, changing the subject because some of the ladies wanted to offer some what we call nampana, which is the Thai monks' way of referring to medicinal requisites, certain medicines that monks can have in the evening because we can't eat food, solid food normally after midday, but there are allowances for certain kinds of medicines just to give us strength, energy, to fight off disease, give us extra vitamin C and so on. The Buddha classed these different medicines as four main classes, like medicines you can have just within 24 hours, like say freshly squeezed or prepared fruit juices, that as long as they don't have chunks or pieces of the fruit in them, they're filtered, we can have them, but can only keep them for up to 24 hours to the next dawn. Some medicines are for 7 days, we can keep. Some are lifetime medicines and so on. There's different classes of medicinal requisites. Food is also considered a medicine in that sense. There's obviously it's nutrition and the body needs food to be healthy. The Buddha classed food into 5 different types of food. Nowadays, modern science and nutrition also classes food into 5 main categories, although this is slightly different from the ancient system. And now we talk about 5 types of food. There's proteins, carbohydrates, minerals, vitamins, sugars and fats. This nampana, drinks and other things that monks can take in the evening, these are all for helping boost the immune system, boost our ability to fight off disease. The 7-day medicinal requisites that are allowed for a Buddhist monk, these are ghee or refined butter, cheese, oil, honey, sugar, things that we're allowed to take in the evening to support our health. Our health is one of the major effects on our health, or influences on our health, is what we consume in life, both food and drink, the quality of the food, the kinds of food and so on. So it's an important part of life that we should really consider and take an interest in. And you can see, say, modern society, our eating habits are changing, perhaps with the increasing wealth of the world and the changes in lifestyle, and there are all kinds of associated health problems that have come up with this, particularly health problems to do with the level of fats, saturated fats and all of that, particularly in our bloodstream and accumulated in different parts of the body. Another important one that's come up increasingly in recent years is the level of blood sugar and different kinds of sugars in the body, giving rise to different diseases associated with heart disease and then diabetes and so on. Partly it's just fashion, isn't it? Nowadays we like to eat a lot of what we call convenience food, processed, mass-produced food that it's tasty, it's full of sugar and other kind of chemicals and things, what we call fast food. It's convenient, but often not very good for us. But because it's convenient, well, we eat it a lot. Often it's easy to go and buy something quickly at a corner store, but then you keep doing that over and over again while your fat levels go up, giving you obesity and other problems. You have sugar levels go up. All kinds of health problems come from these, partly just from the diet and the sort of attachment to convenient food and so on. So nowadays it's wise to get regular health checks. We can do that. We have doctors and health systems in the countries we live in, which is fortunate for us. So we get regular health checks. If you're wise, you might do this, and just to check on your blood, the contents of your blood, what's in there. Check on your heart, your breathing system, and so on. We check on different aspects of our health regularly, and that can help alert us to different problems. But we also have to take an interest in our lifestyle. We also have to take an interest in our mental health, because a lot of illnesses are affected and even start because of ill mental health, stress-related illnesses. High stress often associated with a high level of blood pressure, and then high blood pressure leads to all kinds of associated illnesses. So one thing leads to another. So if we want to free ourselves from a lot of suffering, just taking an interest in our health, good healthy lifestyle, it's important. We have a lot of information available nowadays on the internet, books and studies. We hear a lot. But it's funny, isn't it? We often ignore all this information that's available. We still get stuck into our habits and fashions. Often we close our eyes to the needs of our body and good health, and prefer to follow other people, follow fashion. Often we just indulge just because it's pleasant. We follow our desires, but even though they're not necessarily the best thing for us. But we can use the Lord Buddha's teachings to help us deal with this problem. The Buddha practiced restraint, moderation. He encouraged us to do that for both peaceful state of mind and for healthy living. You learn to be moderate or modest in what you consume, the amount of what you consume, the type of things you consume. You learn not to be too extravagant or indulgent in what you eat. I'm 70 years old now and have lived a fairly healthy life following these principles that the Buddha laid down. I'm still okay. You can see even our mood can be affected by the kind of food we eat. Some people actually, you can see, they either see for themselves or other people can become aware that their emotional state, often they become very agitated or aggressive, and partly it's just related to the various chemicals and toxins that they're picking up from their diet that they accumulate over time. So there's many areas of our lifestyle and our practice that we can look at and perhaps improve. If we don't take an interest in what we consume, how we live, what we're eating and drinking and so on, then we can easily pollute this body, just like a river or a lake. If you don't look after it, you just throw rubbish in it and chemicals in it, well, it becomes dead after a while, it becomes polluted. So you might say it's a duty of human beings to look after their health. And it's something that we have to do for ourselves. We have to be responsible for what we consume, how much we consume, the type of things that we eat and consume. Nobody can really do that for us. We're the ones who eat, we're the ones who have to experience the results of that. One of the things that I've found useful for myself and have encouraged others to have a look into in recent years is different kinds of detox. Detox just using sort of simple ingredients and done wisely and carefully, and sort of with an eye to learning. If it doesn't work for you or it's not good for you, that's okay. But it's just something I've found and other people have found quite helpful to combat some of the different kinds of toxins and chemicals and fats and so on that we accumulate in this body. So one that Luang was just talking about just now is talking about one method is to use a mixture of water with Epsom salts and olive oil and lemons, all mixed together and taken for several times through the night. It may be done maybe once a year or once every few years as a simple method to just help detox the body, and particularly the digestive system and the organs associated with digesting food, which accumulate a lot of fats and toxins over the years. This can help to flush out the liver, flush out the bile duct, and so on. These different organs associated with the process of digesting food. Luang was just going through in some detail how you can do this. You mix all these ingredients together. Begin in the early part of the evening, take a mixture of say 200 cc's of water with Epsom salts. Then at about 10 p.m. take the rest of the mixture with the water and the lemon juice and the olive oil. And then lie down, because the lying down posture is the best way for this mixture to travel through the body, through the system. You might have to get up during the night or in the early part of the morning to go to the toilet. Obviously, you might experience frequent bowel movements with this kind of flushing out of the system, but that's normal. You shouldn't worry about that. You might go maybe 4 or 5 times to the toilet, perhaps a few more times if you've got something wrong with you. That it might be necessary to flush out more, so you go to the toilet more. But by mid-morning the next day, you'll be able to eat your food normally and you'll be functioning normally again. It's just a one-night process. But most people find when they do this flushing detox process, they feel quite refreshed afterwards. It seems to bring them a sense of agility, feel easy and good in themselves, even look good in their complexion. But he does remind us that these sort of health techniques can only help us so much. They can't stop us from dying. Nothing can stop us from dying. So he's just sharing with us some of his experience and also some of the principles that the monk's life embodies for good, healthy living. He says it's something that we should all take an interest in.